Well, hello! Welcome back to my channel. Joshana here to talk about some friggin' books. So, you know the whole, I'm not gonna do readathons this year, and then I did the Bad Bitch readathon, which I succeeded in. I completed all the prompts, and I doubled up on most of them. Woohoo. But November is Indigathon, and I did it last year, and I wanted to do it again this year. Hosts are Brody at A2 Brody, and then also Michelle at Thor Wants Another Letter. They are both native indigenous booktubers themselves. And yeah, I believe last year was the first year, was it? Or am I drunk? I'm sorry guys, I cannot recall. At any rate, the whole point is to read books by indigenous and native authors with native indigenous characters. And this year, I think last year it was a bingo board of like 5 by 5, but they shrunk it down a little bit this year just for, you know, ease. It's been a year. It has been a year. And in Brody's video, they were saying that they just wanted to make it a little easier for people, a little less pressure, because we all have so much pressure. I mean, always, but certainly in 2020. And I have my little drawing of the bingo board here. Very professional. And it goes the entire month of November. November is Native American Heritage Month, so that's why they selected November to do Indigathon. So the prompts, we have intersectionality, so read a book by an indigenous author that is intersectional in some way. Intersectional, in case you are not aware, meaning that they belong to more than one marginalized group, essentially. So they could be indigenous and queer, indigenous and black, etc., so on. Indigenous and disabled. You get the gist. And then the next one is a new to you author. And then the next one is other than the 5 civilized tribes. And I have to read it because I did not memorize what the 5 civilized tribes are considered, but it is Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw, Creek, and Seminole. So yeah, you have to read from an author who does not belong to one of those 5 civilized tribes. And then the next row we have middle grade. You get what that one is, right? And then there's a free space. And then buddy read, so just whatever book you can just buddy read with somebody. And then the bottom row we have other than the US, so someone who is indigenous to a tribe that is not in the United States. The group book, and then the last prompt is non-bookish media, so you could watch a movie, listen to a podcast, watch a documentary, watch an interview, something else that isn't a book, listening to a book or reading a book, whatever, by an indigenous creator. So I have selected some books, and one of them is doubled up, but the rest are all individual, like different books, whatever, you know what I'm saying. And it covers all of the prompts except for buddy read and non-bookish media. So pretty jazzed about that because it fits this, 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 and this. So yeah, I've got a couple bingos if I read all these. So for intersectionality, I'm going to have Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse, which I did purchase, talked about it in a haul. Well, I don't know when that video is going up, but I just filmed a haul where I talked about it. I don't have it yet though, so there's that. Yeah, I can't remember if, no, not the author. I don't think the author might be bisexual, but I know there's a character who's bisexual, at least from what everybody's been talking about. So there we go. For new to you, this is also the group book, which is Heartbeat Braves by Pamela Sanderson, which I have on ebook. And it's a contemporary romance, and I'm pretty jazzed about it. It sounds cute. I hope it's cute, because you guys know how I am very, I want to say I'm hit or miss with contemporary romance, but it's more miss than hit. So we will see. Oh, Black Sun, I mean, you guys have heard of it, right? I don't know. It's an adult fantasy, beginning of a new series, I think a trilogy, I'm not sure, but by Rebecca Roanhorse. It is inspired by civilizations of the pre-Columbian Americas and woven into a tale of celestial prophecies, political intrigue, and forbidden magic. And then there's a longer thing, but I'm not going to get into that right now. Heartbeat Braves follows at least one, I think 2 urban Indians. So they are native, but they grew up in city environments versus like on the reservation. And we have our female main character is very involved with the Crooked Rock Urban Indian Center. And she's very passionate about it, about the community and everything, and has really high hopes for the progress of this center. But then the leader of the center hands a very special project that is near and dear to her heart, it sounds like, over to his nephew, who doesn't give a crap about it. So she's a little miffed about this, and they have to work together. And it says the two of them are forced to work together, and she can no longer ignore the sparks between them. So sounds like a little enemies to lovers action, which I can get down with if there's not a bunch of miscommunication or lack of communication and those types of tropes. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it sounds fun and cute. This one I don't have yet, and I'm waiting for it from the library. I'm hoping to have it. I mean, it's only the 18th right now of October, so I should have it by then. But it's for the Other Than the Five Civilized Tribes, Alatso, by Darcy Little Badger. This one I think is also a new release. She is Apache, the author, Lipan Apache. Yeah. But yeah, so it says, imagine an America very similar to our own. It's got homework, best friends, and pistachio ice cream. Love pistachio ice cream, by the way. There are some differences. This America has been shaped dramatically by the magic, monsters, knowledge, and legends of its peoples, those indigenous and those not. Some of these forces are charmingly everyday, like the ability to make an orb of light appear or travel across the world through rings of fungi. But other forces are less charming and should never see the light of day. Alatso lives in this slightly stranger America. She can raise the ghosts of dead animals, a skill passed down through generations of her Lipan Apache family. Her beloved cousin has just been murdered in a town that wants no prying eyes, but she is going to do more than pry. The picture-perfect facade of Willoughby masks gruesome secrets, and she will rely on her wits, skills, and friends to tear off the mask and protect her family. And it's young adult, fantasy, magical realism, and it is also shelved as LGBT, so it could fit for the intersectional too. Yeah, it sounds really good, and I hope I get it from the library. And then for middle grade, I have Hearts Unbroken by Cynthia Leitich Smith. This one I found on some list. I also have requested it from the library. I don't know when it'll be in. I think it's a newer book, 2018, so I mean newish. It sounds like a contemporary, I think. It's the thoughtful story of a native teen navigating the complicated, confusing waters of high school and first love. And she gets paired with another classmate, Joey Kairouz. He's a photojournalist, and they have a major story to cover. The school musical director's inclusive approach to casting The Wizard of Oz has been provoking backlash in their mostly white middle-class Kansas town. From the newly formed Parents Against Revisionist Theater to anonymous threats, long-held prejudices are being laid bare, and hostilities are spreading against teachers, parents, and students, especially the cast members at the center of the controversy, including Lou's little brother, who's playing the Tin Man. As tensions mount at school, so does a romance between Lou and Joey. But as she's learned, dating while native can be difficult. In trying to protect her own heart, will Lou break Joey's? I don't know. I doubt it, but we'll see. For the free space, I am going to get the audiobook. It's available from the library of Future Home of the Living God by Louise Erdrich. Why am I so terrible? This one sounds, I think it's like a dystopian. I'm pretty sure adult. Yeah, science fiction, adult, dystopian, speculative fiction. So evolution has reversed itself, basically. And so women keep giving birth to babies that look like primitive people. And we have 26-year-old Cedar Hawk songmaker, adopted daughter of a pair of big-hearted, open-minded Minneapolis liberals, is as disturbed and uncertain as the rest of America around her. But for Cedar, this change is profound and deeply personal. She is 4 months pregnant. And though she wants to tell the adoptive parents who raised her, she first feels compelled to find her birth mother, Mary Potts, an Ojibwe living on the reservation, to understand both her and her baby's origins. So she goes back to her biological beginnings, it says. Society begins to disintegrate, fueled by a swelling panic about the end of humanity. Rumors of martial law, of Congress confining pregnant women, of a registry, and rewards for those who turn in these wanted women. It sounds like a lot. There's just chaos in the streets. The streets of her neighborhood have been renamed with Bible verses. A stranger answers the phone when she calls her adoptive parents who have vanished without a trace. Yeah, it sounds intense as fuck. A chilling dystopian novel, both provocative and prescient, Future Home of the Living Gods is a startlingly original work from one of our most acclaimed writers. A moving meditation on female agency, self-determination, biology, and natural rights that speaks to the troubling changes of our time. Fucking intense. And then I don't have anything for the buddy read. I don't think I have anything for other than US either. Nope, I don't. So I lied. I don't totally have that filled. Although, would Black Sun count? Because it's like, well, it's like the Americas. But it says pre-Columbian. I feel like it's like South America or Central America more than North America. I don't know. I would have to look into that to see if that counts. And then for the group book, it's Heartbeat Braves by Pamela Sanderson. So there we go. Those are the books I'm going to try to read in November for this readathon. We'll see how it goes. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope that you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.